Sup everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. We're back on Destiny 2. This week we have Ghost of the Deep, Rite 9, and the next week it will be Ghost of the Deep again. I personally want to go through and give you the gold rolls that you should be looking for across the 4 weapons in this dungeon. Personally, 2 of these weapons are a must because they can be a meta in the future and are relatively really strong with what they drop. The other 2 are a hit or miss, but I would still recommend grabbing them because they are still good for some parts of the game, especially if you are a fan of those weapon types overall. Being straightforward, I'm going to be honest right now and say a lot of people obviously don't have a team to do this with. You can use the LFG Finder, but I am going to put some Twitch links that are people or friends of mine who are generally helping anyone with these activities, so go check them out if you would like to run it. They do run solo and some do run it for carry partner, so you may or may not have an easy or a hard time depending what you're doing. If you also need to learn the dungeons, they will teach you the dungeons, just tell them. Otherwise, hope you guys do enjoy this video and let's get into it. The first weapon I want to go on is the No Survivors. The No Survivors is a 720 RPM solar primary aggressive frame SMG. This weapon personally is the most wanted out of all of them. I'm not going to lie here when I say this, I think it actually is one of the best SMGs they've dropped for a long time. I know we've got a fair amount of solar ones in obviously from previous seasons, and the main roles everyone's going to look for is primarily going to be the basic hill clip incandescent. I know some may look for other roles. That's personally one of the god rolls that I have, well, fucking miss getting, because God help my RNG, it sucks right now, but getting into it. The perks that you can get in the third column are rewind rounds, heal clip, surplus, attrition orb, rangefinder, demolitionist, zen moment in the fourth column, Master of Arms, Sword Logic, Target Lock, Adrenaline Junkie, and Incandescent. Personally, the roles that I'm mainly trying to focus out, or I would recommend you go for, is Rewind Rounds, Target Lock, Attrition Orbs, Target Lock, Heal Clip, Incandescent, and that's about it in my opinion. These are probably the most go-to weapon for this SMG. If you're a PvP main, feel free to say in the comments what you'd recommend someone to go to, as I know some people are after this in a PvP setting. Otherwise, moving on, the next weapon I want to go on is the New Pacific Epitaph. New Pacific Epitaph is a 72 RPM Stasis Special Waveframe GL. Personally speaking, I've already put a short on this video on this weapon, but I'm going to be honest with you, I feel this is the only gun that really got let down with one of its perk pulling. It gets kill clip in the fourth column. I believe that should have been changed to chill clip. It would have worked a lot better with a different form build, being primarily stasis or prismatic builds. This is just an opinion I wanted to throw out there, but in general, it's not bad overall. What you can get on this weapon in the third column is Envious Arsenal, Unrelenting, Rhyme Stealer, Lead from Gold, Demolitionist, and Recycled Energy. In the fourth, Chain Reaction, Kill Clip, Elemental Honing, Sword Logic, Redirection, and Adrenaline Junkie. If I'm being directly blunt here, I would 100% recommend you go for Demolitionist Chain Reaction or Unrelenting Chain Reaction, as this is going to be the most dominant role for it. If you would like to go for something a bit different, Lead from Gold Chain Reaction does work quite nicely. The part that I'm mainly upset with this weapon is that if we had Rhyme Stealer and Chill Clip instead of Kill Clip, we could have done a lot more with this weapon and would have been a lot more fun to kind of grind out. Unfortunately, it's just a missed opportunity. We can't really do much, but hopefully in the future, Bungie do look at weapons and realize that there are some perks that should just not be on there entirely. Moving on, the next weapon I want to go on is the Cold Comfort. The Cold Comfort is a 25 RPM stasis heavy aggressive frame rocket launcher. Personally speaking, this is one of the ones that shocked me when I had to go over the perks, and I'm not gonna lie, I've already got a god roll of this one, so I'm happy. I actually got a bit shocked. With its origin trait, this is not actually a bad choice for weaponry, especially in Master and Master content. This can be something that works similar to a Hazen's Vengeance, not as good. It's not going to do the same damage, but it will still relatively be decent. If I'm being straightforward and honest, the perks mainly that you can get are kind of dog shit, but 2 of them will stand out, obviously. Rhyme Stealer, Reconstruction, Impulse Amplifier, Perpetual Motion, Envious Arsenal, and Tracking in the third column. In the fourth, Elemental Honing, Bipod, Sword Logic, Explosive Light, Bait and Switch, and Kill Clip. If you are going for this weapon, if you can do an Elemental Honing sort of build, I would recommend getting one with Elemental Honing. Personally, in the third column, I would recommend MVS Arsenal over Reconstruction, but having Reconstruction is still really good, especially if you can do obviously proper damage rotations. Otherwise, in the fourth column, elemental honing and bait and switch are viable. If you want, and this is something I'm actually planning on doing, I'm planning on getting one with chill clip just as an added bonus. I do want to put out there that tracking isn't a bad option, because in some Grandmaster Nightfalls, such as Corrupted, when they did give Rocket Surge, a lot of people did bring a rocket like this, or something similar, primarily one like Hothead where it had tracking and Vorpal, and it didn't do the damage, but what it did is it just obviously did the strategies that people used. So chill clip is still viable and tracking is still a viable option, but I wouldn't rate these over obviously NVS Arsenal, Reconstruction, BNS and elemental honing. The last one I want to go on about is going to be the Greasy Luck. The final weapon in the obviously loot ball is going to be the Greasy Luck. Greasy Luck is a 80 RPM solo special rapid fire glaive. I'm not gonna lie when I say this, I'm not a fan of glaives, but in general some of the perks I can get on here are quite unique and quite useful. So if you're preferably looking to use it as a support healing yourself, or just full go ham with it on like a Titan Strand build, this is actually a weapon that can be viable for you. Some of the perks in the third column are Mail and Momentum, Beacon Drowned, Reconstruction, Heal Clip, Replenishing Aegis, and Lead from Gold. In the fourth, Unstoppable Force, Redirection, Chain Reaction, Sword Logic, Close to Melee, and Incandescent. As I said earlier, this is one of those odd ones because I'm not a big fan of glaives, but I'm still looking to just get a decent roll and hold onto it for the future. So if you are a glaive expert, feel free to say in the comments again what you would recommend. Personally speaking, I think I'm really just looking at something like Close to Melee and Heal Clip, Unstoppable Force and Heal Clip, which allows me to just keep obviously healing myself every time I get a kill with a glaive. But at the same time, it does work in the fact that melee kills won't heal you. It's more you actually need to shoot to get the kill with Heal Clip, because it goes and works after a reload. But again, this is just some of the things that I'm probably going to be chucking on mine. There are a lot of other better perks out there, and glaive experts would have more of a say than what I would on this weapon type. Since I was done speaking about the weapons, I'll quickly break down how to work each encounter if you're going to farm them. If I'm being honest, the encounter that I sit and do is purely the first encounter, as it's the easiest one to farm. I've been doing this and I've practically gone all the roles that I wanted on Cold Comfort thanks to this. I should also mention that if you're going to do it, have a team that is competent. If you're playing with people who are very unsure and they just die frequently, not worth even attempting. But if you're going to do it on Eternity mode instead. Going forward, with first encounter, you have one person play Guardian of the center arena. Pretty much have a build that keeps you alive, that also stun locks enemies. I used a Getaway Bleak Watcher build that kind of just did all the work for me as a Warlock. And I had two Titans run around killing everything, doing the obviously left areas, right area, middle area, whatever running pattern they had to do. And again, no problems there. As long as they can survive, they're fine. Use a machine gun if you are obviously playing Guardian role, because it makes it much easier. For second encounter, basic strategy, I would recommend having your two people up top. Find a location that works, that can clear adds, that can also be a safety area. What we did is we found a little corner on the left side. I put a rift down with Sanguine Alchemy, just spamming and just abusing rifts. My buddy kept using barricades, and we just pretty much changed this on the whole time. If you don't know, Sanguine Alchemy can be extended if you kill enemies within your rift. So practically my rift was not going anywhere for a good 20 to 30 seconds most of the run. This didn't benefit obviously for damage too much, because damage was just dump a well down and Lord of Wolves the bastard, but that was our strategy for DPS. For third encounter, just run together. Generally having someone who can play healer and then with a barricade, you can just play the safety role across each of the three areas. I would recommend doing damage from middle. This is highly more beneficial. I know you probably think, oh, but the boss will just fuck us up big time. He actually doesn't do a lot compared to what you think. It is better to sit there, generally put a rift down, a well down, have a barricade, and nothing really gets through. This worked really well and made an easy 2-phase for us. Otherwise, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope this helps you grind out whatever you're looking for. Till then, consider subscribing. It's all obviously free, helps the channel grow. And if you are looking for people to run this with, there is a bunch of people, or Twitch links I should say, that are friends of mine. They're running this activity through obviously day in, day out. If you need ultimatum or normal runs, they're willing to help. If you need a raid or a dungeon instead, if they're actually offering that activity, feel free. I want to quickly also add that some of these guys do run solo, so what they will do is teach 5 people at a time. And I'm just putting this out there because I feel a lot of people generally complain that they can't find help. Here is an offer that you can get help free of charge, no problems, because these people just love doing it. Otherwise, check the description for their links. Peace out, enjoy, have a good day.